taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as
Welcome to Breakdown, where we have main event. That's right, 3 big boy bouts to end the night, as well as 3 more to fill your fridge.
I'm back, you know that I never left. I got tracks and some music that you never guessed. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got hard, I'm ready to change.
Saginaw, wherever that is. Welcome to Breakdown. We're kicking it off with a debut. A big one at that. As everything is turning blue.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing the Triangle of Terror. From Chicago, Illinois,
Sky Blue taking to the arena for tonight's opener. This is a much needed debut, or welcome, shall we say, to round out the Triangle of Madness. She's coming out alone here tonight. No Tekla, no Julia Hart. In her debut, can she earn victory? Up against tonight, Miss Parker. Miss Parker. The crowd knows who it is. She looks set to go to work.
and her opponent from Port St. Lucie, Florida, Jada Parker.
A chance for Miss Parker to earn a victory over a new debuting star and upset the momentum, that hype that's already created around Sky Blue. Will she be victorious? Let's find out to kick off tonight. Now, obviously, here on Breakdown, the women's divisions are pretty stacked, shall we say, as action already shaping up for one we hit City Limits. As well, Charlotte Flair will be challenging, or be challenged by Fallon Henley for the Ruby title at City Limits. Last week, Flair stepped up to the plate, dealing with Lainey Reed, putting her out of the matchup pretty well. This week, obviously, Flair will be back in the Fatal Onslaught, continuing to run that long gauntlet of stars, trying to get into the title picture. Well, trying to soften, I should say, Flair for Fallon Henley's title match at City Limits. For the mid-card title, it's another interesting sort of field that's a similar sort of road for Jordynne Grace, as she is battling the members of Los Toxicas all the way up until we reach City Limit. As this week she will be in action against Lady Heredia in a couple matches' time, but realistically, the women's divisions are forming shape quite nicely here on Breakdown, and with constant action to fill the gaps, it is a nice place to be, as well, these two fit perfectly into the mid-card division. Sky Blue and Jada, good foes here. As Sky fires up to her feet, grabs a hold of Parker, sends her running up and over out of the ring. But another important thing to stress for Sky Blue, Julia Hart, a potential women's tag team that could challenge Hate down the line, or whomever walks out of City Limits as champion. But realistically, as it stands, the women's tag division finding its footing. It sees a lot more in terms of action comparative to the men's. And that's what sets IPW apart to other promotions. The women are in the focus as Sky Blue hits a senton into the back of Jada Parker. The worrisome thing is that count is continuing to rise as we reach the 7 point of our referee's count. 9 and Blue back into the ring. Hooking up Jada, gut wrench up and over. Nice suplex there to put Jada down. Miss Parker, she is continuing to try and build momentum. Put Sky on the ropes and, well, up and over. Blue expected the grapple attempt and, well, Sky launches Jada to the ringside. The count begins again. As the action spilling to the other side of the ring. And the last time these two battled on the outside. As we look at IPW as a whole, the women's divisions are certainly promising a lot of challenges starting to form. As a cover here, Sky trying to get the win, gets a 2 count. A lot of promise overall. You've got such solid stars across all the divisions. As primetime, we're seeing the women's title eliminator series culminating in a couple weeks' time. We'll meet the final 2 stars to join the eliminators on the upcoming episode of Primetime. And then the grand finals next week. But the other divisions, the prospects we saw, the prospects gauntlet on Tuesday night, a matchup of the week contender, depending on how the rest of the matches go this week. But it was such a solid match overall. The result was just impeccable. And, well, Stephanie Vaquer is going to have a very difficult title defense in front of her at City Limit. But for right now, we realistically have to talk about Breakdown as a whole. a massive title match in the main event, where we will be seeing Will Ospreay defending his Emerald Belt for the first time in a couple of months. Obviously, it would be his first defense since prior to the showdown, so locked in. Can he hang with the challengers right now? Miss Parker looking to end this with a little hypnotic. The attack misses as Sky to her feet, catching Jada off guard, going up though on the backdrop. Miss Parker catches the boot, palm strikes to the body of Sky Blue. And now we're in a state of the affair where both ladies have tried for the big shots, neither able to connect them. Miss Parker caught, Sky Blue caught, Miss Parker caught, Sky Blue not caught, and she's going up for a Code Blue, planting Jada. This time she plants her firm and gets the win. No counter this time, and no problem for Sky Blue as she earns the victory here over Jada Parker. A massive debut for the Triangle of Madness's latest member. As we see out the replays, this exchange of reversals to then hit the Code Blue, bang. Miss Parker down. You can see eyes closed, she's gone.
Here is your winner, Sky.
Well, a huge victory in Sky Blue's debut. Can she keep the momentum rolling in her favor? We'll have to see next week, but now we take a shift to the tag team division. So I think I might have offended the tag champions by saying they have been absent from IPW for quite some time. As the Road Dogg and the Badass are in town here tonight after an interesting appearance on Tuesday.
You damn right.
As they lost to Fraxium.
It's me, it's that D-O-double-G.
And it's amazing that the champs lost in that matchup. Fraxium, not considered a top team in IPW. They did not represent Primetime at Fearless. And the fact is, the Outlaws could not overcome them. It was the Road Dogg getting beat up show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D-Generation X proudly brings to you the Road Dogg, Jesse James, the Badass, Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaw.
And now it's potentially a turn of a breakdown team to beat the champs.
If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Will we see history repeating itself? The 2 shows in a row for the Outlaws. Because they're going up against underdogs per se. A different kettle of fish to what Fraxium are. That high-flying agility and speed of Fraxium does not compare to the technical graps of American Made.
And their opponents at a combined weight of
as the Creed brothers take to the ring here tonight. They have been on and off, hot and cold, here and there, here on Breakdown. Again, another team that did not represent the brand at Fearless, and they weren't really in that picture. It was always probably going to be Team 3D repping this Breakdown brand, but regardless of that, the Creeds lost in round 1 to Berto and Angel Garza. So, if anything's to go by, a high-flying team beat both of these lineups. Which team, though, will fare better, as it is Billy Gunn starting it off against Brutus of the Creed brothers. Gunn starting to exercise his power against arguably the powerhouse of this lineup. Julius, the more technical in terms of submission-based offense. As well, it's Billy Gunn, all built with power in mind. Brutus, he can reverse, he can deal with the Billy offense. As well, they're doing so right now. In comes Julius as the belly-to-belly suplex launches the badass. And an early submission hold. Armbar applied here onto Gunn. He's quickly escaping out the side. We've seen time and again teams in IPW, we haven't had it in a long period of time, but tag team champions not holding on to the gold for extensive periods. It was a lot of hot potatoing in the early stages of IPW with Gallus, the Usos, Team 3D, all kind of just tossing the belt between one another. Since then, we've had teams step up to that plate, become more consistent. Team 3D, I think, the longest reign so far. But the Outlaws are slowly creating a title reign. Granted, the amount of challenges they have had is pretty minimal. As we say, this will be actually their first title bout since becoming champions. So City Limits is a huge opportunity, not just for the challengers, but for the champions as well. Now, the good thing for Gunn and Road Dogg is they are getting chances now in the build-up to City Limits to ready themselves. They're not going in just as a rusty team, not had any bouts in the build-up. But one thing that I am certain of, though, is teams like Fraxium now have a claim to that title. So the tag champions need to be wary that, well, the likes of Eve Torres may petition for her tag team to make it into the title bout. Because bear in mind, the Outlaws are technically a breakdown team. They debuted here on this show, and well, they won their titles and stayed on this show of sorts. Obviously, they have to represent across all brands, as every tag team does when they become champions. But the New Age Outlaws, a team that realistically, this is their home, and they will perform and step up to the plate if given a chance, as Billy hits a perfect tilt-the-world slam, but Brutus quickly to his feet and quickly reversing the badass attitude. Brutus Powering up Billy, delivering him down with a power slam. Tag made once again. In comes Julius to pick up the pieces of his brother's work. Camera seems focused on him for a little bit, but now it needs to be on Billy Gunn, who reverses the whip, and now a little scoop up and a snake eyes into the corner. Julius staggered. Moment, I thought he was getting famouser, but not the case, not meant to be just yet. Instead, it's a tag. Road Dogg into the picture. You know, it has been a completely different sort of look and feel, the tempo of the champions. Night and day different to how they performed against Fraxium. Right now, they are giving quite a bit of opportunities over to their opponents to go on the offensive. Nice slam there as Brutus into the cover. Julius watching guard. Only a count of one. Is Road Dogg able to kick count now? Sent running. Back into the ring comes Julius once again. Hooks up Road Dogg, slams him down. There's one knee. There's another. How about a third, babe? Oh, you like fourths? Julius tries to uncork a big right. Road Dogg opts for the whip, but he gets reversed and tripped up. The straps are coming down now for Julius, but what's also coming down is the atmosphere. As in comes Billy Gunn, who's looking to reverse the tune that American Made are starting to play. The melody still, though, will ring out as Julius delivers a perfect belly-to-belly suplex. Now he's turned his attention to Billy, who's going for a little rocker slam. Rockabilly in play. As Julius put down, Brutus was in there to break it up, but the badass in control, and he is going to send Julius to the Outlaws' territory. In comes Billy, who is just starting to unload. Boot caught though. Julius sweeps out the other. And now straight on the ankle. Ankle lock applied. The big submission. Going to be broken quite quickly. And a beautiful drop kick from Billy Gunn to save it or squander Julius's opportunity. Tag made though, Julius out of the picture and brings in Brutus, who just pounces, launching Billy halfway across the ring. And it's actually going to have taken out our referee. Miss Kim back to her feet. He's there ready to count that 3 now. Did a little misfire there from the Outlaws. Gunn firing off those drop kicks with ease, showcasing his just all-round skill. The only thing I'd say he doesn't really have is that submission game, but he doesn't need it when his freakish power does the job for him. Tag is made on both sides of the field. Road Dogg in to battle with Julius. And the dog unloading. Little shimmy and a shake. Tries to drop knee, but Julius evades. This is good for the American Made. They're keeping the Road Dogg at bay. Julius has a hold of him. Belly to belly. Overhead suplex. Sends Road Dogg crashing down, and now it's time for Brutus to get his little bit of a flurry as he goes for the cover. A little dirty one at that, and it's been good from our referee. Spotted Road Dogg's earlier attempt at utilizing leverage on the middle rope, and she spotted Brutus's attempt. So this is smart refereeing. Some of the best I've seen in quite some time is Brutus up top with the Road Dogg. A interesting slam there. I was going to say Burning Hammer position into the fall away of swords. Or World's Strongest Slam. It's unique in its execution, but right now, uniqueness is not what needs to be mentioned. It is, in fact, the raw carnage being caused here by the Creed brothers as they dismantle the Road Dogg. Julius lining up his prey. The dog in trouble, but he catches the boot. But as spinning out works in the favor of Julius. Belly to back, mat takedown. Brutus back in after his brother's misfortune and missing. And the Road Dogg capitalizing. Moonsault off the middle rope. Puts a clean shot in on Brutus. In comes Billy. And Billy gonna pounce. Just gonna fall down with the power slam. Brutus in trouble. Swinging neck breaker coming through. As the ass man. He's lining him up to put him away, but the boot's caught once more. This time it's going to be turned around into a mat slam from Billy Gunn of all people. Gunn ascending, calling his shot, looking to put away Brutus. And he flies and chops away at the skull. Cover here for the badass, gonna force Julius to break it up. Tensions rising. The Outlaws building momentum. Moonsault from Road Dogg hits the target. And he's starting to feel it. Little shimmy and a shake into the elbow drop. He might be going a little doggy style in a minute. Oh, the punch misses. Brutus got to stack up. The Road Dogg goes for the pin instead. And, well, he tries for the win, but the pin's reversed. Road Dogg on top. And we're going not doggy style just yet. Brutus style. Reversed into the doggy style. Brutus style. Good for one. And nothing more. Springboard moonsault this time. Off the top from the Road Dogg himself. And he's starting to build momentum. As he unloads here onto Brutus. This is a much needed resurgence from the tag champions, but you can never count out American Made as Brutus back on the offensive. Well, that's a spine buster and a half. Double AA. That's going to mean tag out. Bring in Julius. Finish the job. Catch. Drive in. And release. Cover. Going to force Billy Gunn into the ring to break it up. It's the D-O-double-G in T-R-O-U-B-L-E. Trouble may be going. The big boot brewing. Busting open Julius. It's time for a tag. And big Billy Gunn caught with an STO. Tag made. Julius has had enough. In comes Brutus. But Billy caught taunting. The badass. Not going down just yet. A little one-handed crotch chop as Billy's head meets the turnbuckle pad. Taunting, never prospering. Gun. Scoop up. A little snake eyes. Brutus staggered. Sent to the New Age Outlaws territory. Tag made. And the champions, they're unloading. The little rabbit jabs from the Road Dogg. He's now looking to maybe take. No, won't take. Brutus to Doggy's Town. Instead, it's a big razor's edge from Brutus. That causes some separation. To bring in Julius, who's now going to drag the Road Dogg away from the safety of the bottom rope. Whip, reverse. Road Dogg charging in. He will meet the boots of Julius in his face. That will send him into the corner. Neutral ground, no longer a thing. There's neither man able to connect in the corner. Finally, the Road Dogg bulldogs Julius Creed into the canvas. Giving time to tag out and bring in the badass Billy Gunn. Julius can't connect. Will do this time though. Hip toss with the arm. Follows it up. Gut wrench on his own partner into the slam. The cover here. American made trying to win it all on the badass Billy Gunn. But it's a quick kick out from the champion. Gunn might have had enough. I've had enough of how long this is taking for them to do it. But how about a little shimmy and a shake and a rattle and roll from the Road Dogg? He connects and now looks to finish off Brutus with a little pump handle doggy style. Cover broken up, but Julius, it's a mistake. Because your brother probably would have kicked out. Now he has to contend. No, he won't have to contend. He's dealt with it. Charges in. Meets the boots of the Road Dogg, who comes through with a bulldog. Now he'll have to contend with a badass. Gunn caught though. And that's going to give Brutus a timely escape. Tags out. In comes Julius, but he is going to beat Billy Gunn head on. And not for much longer as in comes the Road Dogg once more. And the Road Dogg, he's already taken one Creed doggy styling. He's taken the other as well. Cover is in and Brutus also in to break that one up. No more shimmying and shaking from the Road Dogg. Instead, he's looking to put an end to the Creed brothers. I apologize, I cannot speak right now because this match is just dragging. Gunn intervening. Sends Julius careening. The action spills to ringside. Gunn dealing with Julius. Brutus now having to deal and contend with the Road Dogg. Gunn. Inverted power slam. A count of 5. And Julius returning to the ring. Springboard moonsault from the Dog. will hit its target, but it hit its other target. The referee taken out. A chance maybe for some shenanigans to unfoil. Not going to be the case. Belly to belly overhead suplex. Julius will tag out. Brutus back in. Gunn caught. Tossed about. Now in trouble. Well, comparative to our matchup on Tuesday night, it's less of that high-paced, high-octane action that was driven into us by Fraxium. It's more just a raw grind between these two teams as Brutus got busted open by Gunn in the corner. And Billy's looking to do some more punishment, putting Brutus in the tree of Joey Lawrence. Kick connects. Finally, we're going to see it a little famouser. Brutus down. In comes Julius. Gunn not done. Drop the axe, ready to do this. A second famouser. Brutus planted, cover is good. The champions looking for their first victory in months, but somehow Brutus Creed kicks out. Oh, I did say this was a battle of true grit and determination. Brutus into the cover. Billy down, able to kick out. Could you imagine if that was what won it? That pinfall attempt there. Enough to put away Billy Gunn, but it's not the case. In fact, it is Gunn on the offensive still. Snake Eyes once more. Irish Whip sends Brutus back to the New Age Outlaws corner, but Gunn cannot tag out, and in fact, he's caught up in that burning hammer position and then driven into the canvas, yeeted off the shoulders. Brutus ain't done. Gunn scooped up, slammed down into the drop zone. And what's Brutus thinking? He ascends, trying to fly. Road Dogg can't force him off. It's a little Brutus ball, but no connection. Instead, Gunn. He evades that shot, but cannot evade the follow-up after it. Up until that moment where he reverses the whip. It will send Brutus into his home territory. Tag made. Road Dogg legal once more. And, well, he's got free pickings with these punches to drop Brutus Creed. The whip once more, reverse. Brutus charges in, hits a spear in the corner. Now just applying pressure to the throat of the Road Dogg. Waist control fought out of Road Dogg. A chance now to put an end, but no, he's reversed as well. Getting a little shimmy and a shake. The knees dropped across the throat. The cover's coming through. 1, 2. Who cares about looking at the pin, referee? But the New Age Outlaws win. Even if Brutus was kicking out, well, never mind, I'm going to shut my mouth. The Vision, Braun and Braun attacking the tag champions, making a statement. It's arguably the hottest team in IPW as of late. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed attack the champions. And that sets up a nice date maybe in the future between them. But let's be honest, that was the most exciting thing of that match. And it came after the bell. We'll see what happened. Because, let's be honest, we've got Primetime a threat of Fraxium. Braun and Braun of Breakdown want the tag champions. And we've got number one contenders in Booker U on Underground. What's going to happen at City Limits? Well, I did say...
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
I did say we had this sort of Los Toxicas gauntlet for Jordan Grace here tonight. And, well, the second part of it taking place here and now by this Nikita Lyons lookalike in La Herdia. Last week, Grace lost in the first match of this sort of series that she's in against Lady Shani.
And her opponent from Austin, Texas, the Women's Pure Wrestling Champion, Jordan Grace.
Yes, so Grace looking to bounce back here tonight against the newest member of, or one of the newest members of the IPW roster in her first matchup on Breakdown. You have to feel Grace disadvantaged as of late. Failing to capitalize on success at Fearless. Losing out to Stephanie Vaquer. Grace trying to rebound. She needs to do so up against this member of Los Toxicas. Early offense working out here for Grace. But I've spoke too soon sometimes. This isn't one of those times though. For the champ, though, a lot needs to be considered as, well, realistically battling here against an unknown factor in her debut. As we're getting a rope break called here by our referee. Clean break as well. Grace back on the offensive. Scoop up. World's strongest slam. Puts down LaHerdia. Charges in. Tries to land the forearm cleave. Won't get it. And this is sort of a situation, if you're Grace, where you need to learn, because while you're not facing who you will be up against at City Limits, you're facing their protege. See, Lady Flammer, leader of Los Toxicas, sort of an influence over every member. While they all have varying styles, obviously. Lady Shani, more of a technical grappler. Put Grace away with the Shani lock. That was pretty impressive, to say the least. But then you have Flammer, who's more power. With her Flammer driver, fish food. So she brings speed as well. Lady Herdia tonight, you can see there's a lot of raw grit and power in this style. It's very similar, I would say, to Jordan Grace. As a grapple comes through, the champion struggling here. As that count continues to rise, Dragon Screw leg whip from Grace, forcing down her opponent. Well, she will try to return her to the ring. A count of 8 is an issue. Make it 9. Is Grace going for the count out? Well, it's what she gets. The champion's learning.
Here is your winner, Jordan Grace.
Well, Grace has won 1 of 2 battles against Los Toxicas. Next week, the next battle will begin. Will she be able to survive that one? Normally a show only has a co-main and a main event, but this has got 2 co-main events, as we have a 3-way dance. The number 1 contendership for the Amethyst belt.
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making his way to the ring from Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 210 pounds, Ilya Dragunov.
Now, you may be thinking, wait, didn't you have one of these last week? And you'd be correct, we did have a 3-way dance for number 1 contendership for the Amethyst title. That's because Solo Sikoa is ramping up the odds for the champion. He's survived so many battles, brawls, you name it. He's gone through it. And tonight, his second of 3 opponents for City Limits is being decided. Three opponents from 3 triple threats. All the 3s here in the Amethyst division. As we have Carnage set to commence with Ilya Dragunov, a hard hitter, leading the lineup of this matchup. Well, when we think hard hitters, we think Dragunov.
First, from Temple,
But when it comes to raw power, you have to think of this man. Big E. Incredibly strong. And very well adversed at the hip gyros. Let's see if the hip gyrations earn him victory, because his third man in this matchup is a man that I would say combines Big E and Ilya's styles. Power.
From the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 350 pounds, the Samoan bulldozer, Umaga!
Incredible strength, check. Knockout power in that right fist, check. The originator, or one of the originators of the Samoan spike. Umaga looks ready to destroy. Oh! And that grimacing look sends shivers down your spine. There's a Samoan bulldozer ready to run over two other men. Your first of 3 main events. A triple threat match for #1 contendership and a shot at city limits and Drew McIntyre's Amethyst Championship. We are underway, and it's Dragunov getting the best of the situation out of the gates. Early pinfall attempt broken up by Big E. We know what's on the line here, and so do these men. Rules is pretty simple for a triple threat. Usually don't have to explain rules to them, but I might as well do so. Pinfall submission, the only ways to win. No DQ, no count out. Anything goes. So long as the pin and submission happens in the ring. Big boot from Dragunov, who waited for Big E to deal with Umaga. So that way Dragunov can pick up the pieces as he chops away at the side of Umaga's face. There are no friends in a matchup like this until you need to team up to deal with a stronger foe. As it stands, you're kind of on even ground as these chops again to the side of Umaga's face. Dragunov is starting to lay waste to his opponents. A springboard dropkick will land. Big E put down, but in comes Umaga bringing a chair, but he's caught. That being said, Umaga's the one that gets the shot in onto Dragunov. Dropping the knee into the back of the skull, and a big boot up top. Gonna work here for Umaga as he's just staggering Big E. Vice grip applied. Whoa! Launching Big E's head into the steel chair as well. Hard landing there as a senton works here for Dragunov. He is looking good to start this one off. Obviously, last week, the triple threat match we saw was Wade Barrett, Grayson Waller, and the inevitable winner, Dragon Lee, picking up a very big win there. And what I'm learning is the level of competition will ramp up heading into next week, where there will not be a triple threat match. That's coming in 2 weeks' time, as that's a kill shot from Dragunov. Busting open Big E. Umaga rolls out of the way. No cover just yet. Instead, Dragunov lining up the foe, drops him with an enziguri, but Big E's up quick. He's up and immediately put in the corner. What's Dragunov thinking here? Just a clubbing blow to the back. And he's also going for that cutter once more, but Umaga evades it. Sayonara with the clothesline. Umaga down the count of 1. Only the result of it. Big E with the electric chair. Dragunov fights out the position. Escapes out the back door. Umaga watching on. And while the watching's done, launches an attack into the back of Dragunov. He's continuing to challenge the Mad Russian. Shot to the body with a sledgehammer. And add 2 more to that tally. Dragunov caught, Samoan dropped. Umaga caught with a kendo. Big E, Umaga both stand as the action returns to the ring. Big E into the cover. Dragunov back up, will return to the ring, but the pin's kicked out of quickly by Umaga. Big E caught. Samoan Spike could have been coming there, but it's not going to work out. Instead, it's a Rainmaker from Dragunov. And he's taken up top. A little Snake Eyes busting him open. Big boot, though, responding to the Big E offenses. Dragunov looking to crush. Launches trading for that H-bomb. Dragunov can't get it. Instead, it's Umaga bringing Big E up to the power bomb and driving him down with one. Dragunov. He's doing wonders right now. And a baseball bat might be the home run shot he needs. He lays waste to Umaga, but keep your eyes on Big E. He's counting down the potential big ending. Dragunov down. Umaga slowly getting up. Will break it up before the 3. Dragunov's taking some punishment. Big E escaping the perils of the Samoan bulldozer. And Dragunov's escaping the perils of Big E. Hangs Umaga out to dry as well. And another kendo stick brought into play, but it's not going to be swung. Instead, it's big shots landing from Dragunov. But the baseball bat swinging. It's going to crash into the head of the Mad Russian. As Big E deals the damage, but he's sent packing. As Umaga back in the ring. Dragunov to his feet. Back elbow staggers Big E. He will not go down. Instead, he hooks up Umaga. Reverses! Oh, God, landing there for Big E. Back onto the steel steps. And Umaga, he does that damage, but the issue is Dragunov's still standing, who's looking to deliver a massive H-bomb, busting open the Samoan bulldozer. He goes for the cover. 1, 2, and there's the kick out. But Big E, he bides his time. He strikes true, dropping Dragunov, and now looks to punish. Tries for the big splash. Umaga rolls out the way. Big E, Umaga, and Dragunov all standing, but one's planted down. The other joining. Big E scoops up. Gutbuster. Followed up with another. Two's big time, and he tries to launch Umaga down, but he's caught. Never mind, he caught Umaga backdrop. And now has Dragunov in his clutches. Dragunov off the ropes. Launches the shot and will drop Big E. Look at him. Taunting. Caught. Umaga spikes the shot in. But look at this. Dragunov taunting for all it's worth, but he is caught again. Headbutt to the back from the Samoan Bulldozer. Super kick as well. But Big E scoops up, can't follow through. Umaga utilizing his weight to good use, I guess. Eyes on Dragunov, watching on as Umaga. A big Samoan spike. Down goes Big E. Taunting from Dragunov. Will be there to break it up, but keep your eyes on the situation. It's going to get pretty bad. As there goes Dragunov breaking up the leveraged pin. DDT puts down Umaga and he's rolling out to wayside. Big E now. A chance to scoop up, slam down Dragunov and will go for the cover. 1, 2, no. Big clubbing shots from Big E as he's continuing to punish Ilya. And now he ascends. Calling his shot. Umaga, steel chair in hand. Not going to be getting involved. Instead, it's Dragunov who puts Big E down. And Dragunov's put down with the chair. Umaga into the cover. 2. No. The three-way dance. Big as that's the big shot from Dragunov. Umaga down. And a chair shot to good-headed measure. How about 3, babe? Big E, though, runs through Dragunov. Goes for the cover. He baits Dragunov. Gets the cover, but not the win. Ilya. He hit the shots, but right now it's not going to work out for him. Crossface with the kendo. Broken up by Dragunov. Ilya has Big E on the ropes. Gonna drag him. Force him into a bad position. Puts him in the corner. What's Dragunov thinking? A scoop up, but no slam instead of DDT. Big E pulls the straps down. We're at that stage of the match. Running the ropes. Hits the splash and gets some high elevation. Umaga there to break it up. And well, Umaga punishing. A little Samoan spike. No elevation needed. Pure punch to the jaw, but not a pure victory just yet. Umaga, big boot evaded. He goes after Dragunov, who plants him with a DDT. Big E back up. Keep your eyes on Dragunov. He's unloading maybe in a second. Caught and launched. Backdrop from Big E again. This one launches Dragunov into these steps that Big E's taking off the mantle. All three battling tooth and nail for the victory. No one wants to give up. Another DDT. Dragunov baits with that chop once again. But a spinning heel kick through the air from Umaga. Changing the avenue of attack. Now my only concern right now is the action cannot be won here on the outside. As all three really trying to send each other in, but it's going to be just Ilya returning first. Big E follows suit, and then finally Umaga. You've got to feel the kill shots are coming soon. Scorpion death drop from Dragunov. Big E Scoops him up. May have been going big ending. Instead, how about a Scorpion Death Drop? Dragunov. Just going out to taunt. Why not? Grabs the baseball bat. Hey, batter, batter. Hey, batter, batter. Twang. Umaga steals it. He swings once, but that's all he's going to get. Launching into the lariat goes Dragunov. He's caught and swung down to the canvas. But he launches again. This one on target. Big E may be out of it. Popped up Samoan dropped. Eyes onto Dragunov, who now will return Umaga close to the ring, as he in fact is the one going in. Someone has to give an inch at this point. Nerve trap hold applied here by Big E. It's going to not result in a submission or a tap out because you can't win on the outside. Instead, it's Dragunov's turn. No, he may have been going H-bomb. Big E going to step up after Umaga evades it. Lariat, I think, connects there for Dragunov. And will not return Umaga to the ring. Umaga goes on his own accord. Dragunov does as well. Off the ropes. Lariat will hit. That's dropped Umaga. But Big E, he's there. He scoops up Dragunov. He needs to just plant him, but he will not be able to do so. Out the back door goes Dragunov. He evades the lariat attempt from Umaga, but he's caught taunting once more. The headbutt from the Samoan Bulldozer, who may be looking to end it here. Hooks up Dragunov. Spike connects into the cover. Big E out of the picture as well. 2, 3. We aren't done yet, folks. Dragunov. The taunting continues. Off the ropes. Lariat misses. Big E a whip. Sends Dragunov onto the steps. Ouch. Oh, I thought for a second Umaga was going into him as well, but no. Big E bloodied, battered, bruised, but still battling. Dragunov blooded, battered and bruised, but still battling. And Umaga is just here. Big E. Power slam. Umaga planted. Dragunov. Oh, big impact. The war of attrition may be looking to come to a climax soon. Dragunov sent into the ring post. It's Big E sent running. Umaga taunting. Dragunov running. Back in the ring, Umaga. Trying for that Uranagi, won't get it. Instead, leaping clothesline from Dragunov, who's looking for something here, coiling up in the corner. But Big E was waiting with a big ending. Umaga stunned, staggered. What's Big E thinking here? The counting, the clapping. The cover from Umaga, trying to steal it. Right from under the perch of Big E. And Big E's caught for a little Samoan driver. Dragunov launching the cannonball. Body's down. Big E, you have to feel, needs to recuperate soon, but it's not the case. Instead, it's a little H-bomb. A spoiler alert, Umaga is blooded, battered, bruised. Everyone is. All three want the championship shot. And all three will give everything they've got to get it. Samoan spike. Down goes Dragunov. Cover here. Big E is there. Stomp to the foot. Breaks it up. Dragunov rolling out. Big E wants a weapon. Kendo stick in play. And the kendo will strike. Big E goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. What a big ending to you. One of 3 co-main events. Or main events, whatever you want to call it. And that means you've got Dragon Lee, Big E, Drew McIntyre, and one more star battling it out at City Limits. Who's taking home the title there? But right now, we just got to look on.
Here is your winner, Big E.
As now the co-main and main event will take place. It will fulfill your dreams. We're going back to the singles action. Strap on in as the fatal gauntlet continues.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing Fatal Influence from Syracuse, New York, Jasmine Nix.
Well, the fatal gauntlet last week saw Lainey Reed take Charlotte Flair to her limits. This week, Jasmine Nix's turn to contend with the champ. Obviously, Jasmine Nix, a 2-time women's tag team champion. So, knows how to win gold, knows how to contend with champions. And a chance now for her to show her medal. As the young upstart of Fatal Influence. Nix and Reed, you'd have to consider the proteges of JC Jane, Kiana, and Fallon Henley. But for the Queen, it's time to shine.
And her opponent from the Queen City, the women's prestigious world champion, Charlotte Flair.
As the pyro flies for the champion. Ruby belt around her waist. The first defense at City Limits. Already overcome one of the obstacles in her path, but you know that Fallon Henley #1 contender will be watching with keen eye on all of these performances. Remember, she trained, or kind of has given guidance to the rest of Fatal Influence. And as such, you know that she is trying different strategies with each of her team members in order to come up with the best game plan to contend with the Queen. Your co-main event. It's set. Ready for some royal intervention. Can Flair get through stage 2 of the Fatal Gauntlet? Or will run be cut short in the nick of time? These two meet in the middle. Well, it's a cheap shot to start it off from Nyx's. Well, it's blow for blow, isn't it? Flair and Nyx neither backing down, and you expect it from both. The Queen always willing to defend her throne. And Nyx, well, she's just a plucky upstart and winning the exchange with a step up in Zaguri. Fatal Influence. Obviously banned from ringside for this one. It's Nyx doing it alone. It's something you don't typically hear when we talk about Jasmine Nyx in IPW. Tag champion with JC Jane. And as such, realistically known for having her always in her corner. But not tonight. Next week, Flair will probably have to go through JC. To continue the trend, the pathway through this Fatal Gauntlet, saving probably Kiana till last. As Flair tries to go down low, Nyx evades, fires through with that facebuster. Irish whip. And Flair reverse the Nyx onslaught and then a massive chop out the corner. Cover here for the Queen. Will only get a 1 count. Nyx kicks out and now caught in the head scissors. Will reverse the position, get out of it. This is all the champion. Deep Six. Launching her offensive and keeping her at bay. Nyx. Not going to fall prey. Going to get a nice neck breaker. A rope hung one at that. Onto Flair. And usually when we see the Jasmine Nyx, it's not typically much time in a ring. It's usually JC leading the lineup as... Oh! She baits Flair to taunt in the corner and then fires through with the Enziguri. Nice work there by Jasmine. A flush connection. The champion. A little too cocky, a little too brash, and perhaps Jasmine saw that last week from Lainey Reed's performance against Charlotte as well. Nyxo. Trying to stay a step above Charlotte Flair. Launches a double axe but will not connect. Flair, a chop connects. Nyx trying to unload the forearm cleave, won't get it. Instead, swinging around, hung out on the shoulder of Charlotte. Inverted facebuster there from the champion, who this time will taunt and will eat her cake too. Fired up, has Nyx on the ropes, brings her up. I've got a feeling Nyx is going crashing down with a little gun stun. Cover for the champ. 1, 2. Near fall. Jasmine Nix able to kick out. Well, fight back is still there for Fatal Influences Jasmine Nix. And, well, she will mount the comeback with some punches. Flair. Caught. Chopped away at, and a kick across the chest. Nice from Nix. She's not done. Off the ropes. Hits the Inzaguri once again. Jasmine Nix finding the moment. Off the rope. Tries for the disaster kick. Will not get it. Instead, ducks the line. Gets caught with one though regardless. Flair. Brings the action to ringside with a bulldog. Busting open Jasmine and a power bomb for added insult. Nix though, continuing to strike, discus forearm. Not a rolling encore, but it's still JC Jane-esque. Flair. Wills try to return Nix to the ring. Jasmine not allowing it to happen. Instead, she tries to send Flair in. Neither lady gonna return the other in. Instead, they just come in unison. And that's not gonna work out for Jasmine because she's caught Dragon Sleepered. Flair not gonna get the tap out. Instead, she's gonna get punches to the side of her face from Jasmine Nix. Champion caught. Swinging neck breaker from Nix. Going for the cover. Interesting pinning predicament from Jasmine. Able to kick out though is Flair. From Nix going for a second attempt. This time using the middle rope for leverage. Only going to get a 1 count though. Champ sent running. A drop down. A little leapfrog. And then the lariat. Flair caught again. That's press. Nix unloading. The champion at this stage fires off a spear. There's the comeback mechanic. Cover here as well. Nix down. 2, 3. The Nix game plan not good enough. But in that same vein, no real big shots came out of Jasmine Nix. No dangerous Nix kick. Nothing of big-time value in that regard. As that spear off the reversal sets up Flair for the 1, 2, 3. Well, your co-main event now in the books.
Here is your winner, Charlotte Flair.
With one champion victorious, can the men's Emerald Belt holder do the same thing? It's main event time with the championship on the line.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the prestigious World Championship.
Well, it's a championship bout. And the number 1 contender is unknown. So we've just sent in LA Knight. Yeah! Will he secure the victory? Will we see a shock upset? Ospreay has been on a tangent. A year-long reign that could be ended here tonight. And from what I'm understanding, Ospreay will try to defend the belt at City Limits against whoever wins a number 1 contenders bout set up by Solo Sikoa next week. Well, here comes the champion, ready to defend. Closing in on the title of longest title reign here in IPW. A chance to overtake Fallon Henley for the longest reign. A possibility that I think will happen if he is able to win here tonight and at City Limits. Ospreay has stepped up to the plate every single time of asking. But the real question needs to be asked. Who in the right mind wants to battle him? Who wants to take the championship? Because no one has been close to doing it in the tenure of his title reign. Well, Mike Chrome is in the ring ready to deliver championship introduction before we get into the action. So let's take it away.
Introducing the challenger from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 240 pounds, L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
And his opponent from London, England, weighing in at 191 pounds, the prestigious world champion, Will
Close enough. As Ospreay, a deep, long look into his title for potentially the final time. Why not a second? As he hands it over to our official, Miss Kim. Showing the glory, showing the gold. Even though it's silver. Or emerald. But yes, we're set. Your main event for the Emerald title. L.A. Knight, yeah, versus Will Ospreay. Knight and Ospreay jockeying for position early. Springboard moonsault will connect here for Will, who goes for the cover as well. One, not even the one, wow. Massive. Ospreay stalling out. LA Knight out the back of that suplex attempt. The champion known to be slow in the beginning of matches. Takes some time to warm up to the competition. Last outing, victorious utilizing that Stormbreaker, and that's something that needs to be noted. The champ has a lot of weapons in his arsenal. The Hidden Blade, the Attitude Adjustment, the Oz Cutter, as well as that Stormbreaker. Many people have tried to overcome the kit, but no one has done so just yet. Knight looking to be the first. As he lies in wait, trying to stomp out Ospreay. Will connect with the neck breaker. Catching Ospreay. Nice power slam there. The champion put down by the challenger. Ospreay connecting. Leaping shot to the back. Knight up quick. A leaping shot of his own with that neck breaker. And now What's Knight got in mind here? Springboard drop kick. Innovative from Knight, not something we typically see. As he goes for the cover, he gets the 2. The champion, as we say, slow to get going, but this is incredibly slow as Knight sizes him up. Not for the BFT, a big knee and then a lariat to put the aerial assassin on notice. Now as the action spills to ringside. Remember, the ways for Knight to gain the championship are only pinfall and submission inside the ring. Champion's advantage is a thing here for this one. Ospreay can retain through pin, submission, countout, and DQ. Regardless of who is DQ'd or counted out. And Ospreay knows it. As the battle here on the outside is pretty fast, pretty ferocious. A count of 7. Count out, not going to happen. Instead, a roll up from the champion. Quickly kicked out of. Knight escapes the danger. Ospreay grabs a hold of that Knight. May have been thinking Stormbreaker, but gets backdrop for his efforts. Knight now lining up Ospreay. And has the champion hooked up. Powerbomb position, but Ospreay quick to find out of it. Out of the position, now springboard. Disaster kick from the champion. And this could be disaster for LA Knight. As Ospreay starting to find his footing in this championship defense. Off the ropes, he launches a forearm cleave. Now, hits the big knee into the cover. 1, 2. Kamigoya not going to be good enough to get the win. As Knight leaps into the neck breaker. He baits Ospreay in, who took... Oh, he went rampaging in. Gets caught. Knight with the drop kick. Knight again to the middle rope. Drops the axe. And a cover here from the challenger. 1, 2. A kick out. A dire kick out at that from Ospreay. But we know the big maneuvers are coming. An atomic drop from Knight. Maybe starting it off. Yeah! Dropping the people's elbow on to Ospreay. And now a BFT! The champion down! Have we got a new champ? 2, 3! Almost a 3. Ospreay able to kick out. Surviving in this championship affair. He ducks Knight. Lands a shot to the back of the head. Ospreay. Springboard. Forearm smash not going to work. Instead, atomic dropped. Lariated Knight. Has the champion reeling. Calls him up. And calls him maybe to his demise. Springboard dropkick hits the target. Ospreay. You're in trouble here. Knight has you up for a little torture rack, but there's a reversal. The champion battling back now. Scoop slam. Knight down. And Ospreay knows it. He's calling for the end. The gun pulled. The trigger lined up. And the hidden blade misses. Big for Ospreay's chances as they're squandered and planted with a BFT. I'm in absolute shock as we have a new Emerald champion for the first time in IPW's history. And it's a challenger out the blue as L.A. Knight ducks the hidden blade. Osprey stunned, planted with another BFT. And L.A. Knight is on top of the world.
Here is your winner, and new prestigious world champion, L.A. Knight.
Yeah! Well, what a means to win. What a way to do it. What a way for us to get our second ever Emerald belt holder. Thank you for joining me for Breakdown. Underground may be... well, we'll see. It might be delayed. I am not able to get the episode recorded. So I'm in London for All In. But yes, from me here tonight on Breakdown, I will see you next week. Potentially for a double header Underground. We will have to see. Peace out.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that stack, taking